Fit pretty good. I was worried they're gonna stick out too far, but it wouldn't be custom office if it didn't stick out past the fender flares. I quit, I'm done, rage quit. That's big. Oh boy. I'm just glad that it still has significant sidewall, even though it's a 20-inch wheel. All right, I'll pull it in. My worry here, Trace, is that everything's not going to fit exactly as planned. Jack. I also don't know where any tools are. You know, like here's the thing, custom offsets, right? Big gallery, we know exactly what fits and what doesn't fit. But then every time I want something, it's like, well, what if we went just a little bit bigger? And a little bit bigger here, a little bit bigger there. I need more jack. And eventually we get to the point where we got 20 by 10 negative 18s and 37 1350s, and now I gotta try to squish it into a 3-inch lift. I think it'll work. It's gonna look sick, but I don't know if it'll fit perfect. Lift. We're off to a good start here.
All right, guys, so we got the Bronco back in the shop today, and we've got a Crawltek accessory to go with our Crawltek bumpers. Now this is going to be their separate winch mount, so you can get the bumper with or without this. It works with the bumper for the Bronco. So we've got our winch mount, our skid plate. This is going to mount underneath the bumpers. We're putting a rough country winch in this bad boy. Now, one thing to note with this winch is it doesn't just bolt up underneath the bumper. Because these are EcoBoosts, we've got an intercooler in the way, we've got a trans cooler in the way, and because it's a Bronco, we got some frame horns in the way. So you're gonna see a lot of things come off, a lot of things get rerouted, a lot of things get moved, and a lot of things cut off. So while this looks like, you know, not a lot of parts going on here, we definitely have a lot of work cut out for us. So this is not an entry-level project by any means.
I feel like when we're all said and done here, this thing is just gonna look like a cartoon truck. Apparently I should have worn pants today, because now I'm gonna walk around with dirty knees all day. I'm gonna go get one of these big behemoths. I don't care what she says, Trace, 2 inches is a big difference. Jesus Christ. Let's get some lug nuts. Center caps, yeah, special lug nuts. Says Vossen right on them. Cold forged 7075 aluminum. These are fancy and super lightweight. Don't worry, I got it. I got it. I got it. It's okay. Everything's okay. Dude, I'm so used to having like cheap wheels that I don't care about, but these Vossens are so nice. I'm like, be gentle, very carefully put it on here. In the same breath though, when I told Vossen that I kind of wanted 17s and they obviously they don't make a 17, oh my Lord, those are massive. I was like, yeah, the thing is I'm really tough on my stuff and I'm gonna beat it up off-road. And they're like, we want you to. We want you to take this 20-inch wheel because it's hybrid forged and beat the crap out of it. And I was like, well, in that case, you picked the right guy. So I don't know if they did this on purpose, but when it's perfectly straight up and down is when it goes right on there. I can adjust it further out, but I think it's fine. Hey, let's slap some center caps on here. I think we're pretty much done. Look at that. fancy. Look at how much force. It's just moving me. It's a very satisfying click in there. I mean, these center caps are tight to put in, but that just shows like the machining tolerances that these guys use. Because Vossen makes wheels like specifically for like certain builds. Like they are like, this is the correct offset, this is the correct wheel size, this is the way to go. They've done wheels for exotics for a long time, and now they've kind of, you know, they do the Bronco, Bronco Raptor, T-Rex, all those guys. And this just goes to show like the attention to detail and quality that they put into these things. Top notch. Let's go drive this thing. Okay, so like I was saying before we were putting these things on, Vossen has been making wheels for cars for a long time and kind of more recently branched out into the truck market. So they really focus on specific fitments. You know, they specifically offer only 2 different sizes there as far as the widths and offset. They have a less aggressive option, and then they also have a more aggressive deep concave, and that's what we went with here, 20 by 10 -18s. And I was kind of skeptical on it, but I'm glad Vossen pushed hard for these because they look absolutely sick on here. These are the Terra Bronze finish too, which is super clean. It looks actually darker on the website than I think they do in person. It's a nice bright bronze color, so I'm super happy with these. To get this same kind of supercar quality and bring it to the truck world is awesome.
Hit the road, Jack. Won't come back, no. You can sign me. With a double in my hand, now here's to the cheaters. Hey, 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 all the critics on land. This one's on me.
To get this all to fit on here, we did have to go with a lift kit. I went with a 3-inch kit from Zone. It's a pretty cost-effective option that gets you the height that you need so that you can run these larger wheel and tire setups. So like I said, this is a 10 wide, -18 offset, and then we actually went with 37 1350 tires, so 37 inches tall, 13.5 inches wide. You know, typically a lot of people are running 12.5 inch wide, but I still wanted a really aggressive kind of off-road looking setup, so I went with a Meteor tire. These General Grabber X3s are a pretty aggressive mud terrain tire, and I think that kind of gives me the look of the off-roader while still having some style with the 20-inch wheels. You also have a huge benefit on these Vossens in particular being hybrid forged, so you get the bigger sizes, the thinner looking spokes, all without compromising, you know, safety and integrity of the wheel because of the hybrid forged technology. And they also don't weigh nearly as much as some of these, you know, cast wheels that are out there. Oh, my back tire's in the air.
You are floating in the rear.
Literally. So I know a lot of people are probably wondering too, if you jump up to a wheel and tire size that's this big, you know, going with 37s, you know, what are the performance losses? And that's something that I was definitely worried about. Being that the Sasquatch comes with the 470s, the gearing is still fine in here. And really, you know, this model, I've got the 2.7 EcoBoost to the twin turbo V6 in here, and I think that's plenty of power to keep this thing moving. I don't really notice a huge difference in the drivability. You know, the Bronco's not necessarily a quiet vehicle to start with here, obviously being that the top is removable. And I was kind of worried about tire noise with these, the Generals, just because they are so aggressive looking, but honestly, I don't really notice much difference over the stock tires that come on the Sasquatch package. I'm pretty impressed by these.